Chapters 19 and 20. Then Job answered and said, How long will ye vex my soul, and destroy me with words? Only know that the Lord has dealt with me thus. Ye speak against me. Ye do not feel for me, but bear hard upon me. Yea, verily, I have erred in truth, but the error abides with myself, in having spoken words which it was not right to speak, and my words err, and are unseasonable. But alas, for ye magnify yourselves against me, and insult me with reproach. Know then that it is the Lord that has troubled me, and has raised his bulwark against me. Behold, I laugh at reproach. I will not speak, or I will cry out, but there is nowhere judgment. I am fenced round about, and can by no means escape. He has set darkness before my face, and he has stripped me of my glory, and has taken the crown from my head. He has torn me round about, and I am gone. And he has cut off my hope like a tree. He has dreadfully handled me in anger, and has counted me for an enemy. His troops also came upon me with one accord. Liars in wait compassed my ways. My brethren have stood aloof from me. They have recognized strangers rather than me, and my friends have become pitiless. My nearest of kin have not acknowledged me, and they that knew my name have forgotten me. As for my household and my maidservants, I was a stranger before them. I called my servant, and he hearkened not. My mouth entreated him, and I besought my wife, and earnestly entreated the sons of my concubines. But they rejected me forever. Whenever I rise up, they speak against me. They that saw me abhorred me. The very persons whom I had loved rose up against me. My flesh is corrupt under my skin, and my bones are held in my teeth. Pity me, O friends, for it is the hand of the Lord that has touched me. Wherefore do you persecute me as also the Lord does, and are not satisfied with my flesh? For oh, that my words were written, and that they were recorded in a book forever, with an iron pen and lead, or graven in the rocks. For I know that he is eternal, who is about to deliver me, and to raise up upon the earth my skin that endures these sufferings. For these things have been accomplished to me of the Lord, which I am conscious of in myself, which mine eye has seen, and not another, but all have been fulfilled to me in my bosom. But if ye shall also say, What shall we say before him, and so find the root of the matter in him? Do ye also beware of deceit, for wrath will come upon transgressors, and then shall they know where their substance is. Then so far the Median answered and said, I did not suppose that thou wouldest answer thus, neither do ye understand more than I. I will hear my shameful reproach, and the spirit of my understanding answers me. Hast thou not known these things of old, from the time that man was set upon the earth? But the mirth of the ungodly is a signal downfall, and the joy of transgressors is destruction. Although his gifts should go up to heaven, and his sacrifice reach to clouds. For when he shall seem to be now established, then he shall utterly perish, and they that knew him shall say, Where is he? Like a dream that is fled away, he shall not be found, and he has fled like a vision of the night. The eye has looked upon him, but shall not see him again, and his place shall no longer perceive him. Let his inferiors destroy his children, and let his hands kindle the fire of sorrow. His bones have been filled with vigor of his youth, and it shall lie down with him in the dust. Though evil be sweet in his mouth, though he will hide it under his tongue, though he will not spare it, and will not leave it, but will keep it in the midst of his throat, yet he shall not at all be able to help himself. The gall of an asp is in his belly. His wealth unjustly collected shall be vomited up. A messenger of wrath shall drag him out of his house. And let him suck the poison of serpents, and let the serpent's tongue slay him. Let him not see the milk of the pastures, nor the supplies of honey and butter. He has labored unprofitably and in vain, for wealth of which he shall not taste. It is as a lean thing, unfit for food, which he cannot swallow. For he has broken down the houses of many mighty men, and he has plundered an habitation, though he built it not. There is no security to his possessions. He shall not be saved by his desire. There is nothing remaining of his provisions. Therefore his goods shall not flourish. But when he shall seem to be just satisfied, he shall be straitened, and all distress shall come upon him. If by any means he would fill his belly, let God send upon him the fury of wrath. Let him bring a torrent of pains upon him, and he shall by no means escape from the power of the sword. Let the brazen bow wound him, and let the arrow pierce through his body, and let the stars be against his dwelling place, and let terrors come upon him, and let all darkness wait for him. A fire that burns not out shall consume him, and let a stranger plague his house. And let the heaven reveal his iniquities, and the earth rise up against him. Let destruction bring his house to an end, and let a day of wrath come upon him. This is the portion of an ungodly man from the Lord, and the possession of his goods appointed him by the all-seeing God. The Epistle of St. Paul the Apostle to the Romans, chapter 9, verses 14 through 33. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then, it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. For the Scripture saith unto Pharaoh, Even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. Thou wilt say unto me, Why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, Why hast thou made me thus? Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor, and another unto dishonor? What if God, willing to show his wrath, and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory? Even us, whom he hath called, not the Jews only, but also the Gentiles. As he saith also in Ozee, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass, that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there shall be called the children of the living God. Esaias also crieth concerning Israel, Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. For he will finish the work, and cut it short in righteousness, because a short work will the Lord make upon the earth. And as Esaias said before, Except the Lord of Sabaoth had left us a seed, we have been as Sodoma, and been made like unto Gomorrah. What shall we say then? That the Gentiles, which followed not to righteousness, have attained to righteousness, even the righteousness which is of faith. But Israel, which followed after the law of righteousness, hath not attained to the law of righteousness. Wherefore? Because they sought it not by faith, but as it were by the works of the law. For they stumbled at that stumbling stone. As it is written, Behold, I lay in Sion a stumbling stone, and rock of offense, and whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed.